so today we've come up onto the Quantock hills, up into where there's some of the older parts of the forestry, some old trees, some old twisted trees with moss, etc. Should offer us some interesting possibilities. So we're just going to go for a walk. Nothing in particular we're looking for, just going to go for a walk and see what we can find. There's always plenty around. It's just a case of opening your eyes and seeing if there's anything that grabs it, and just taking the shots. Okay, the Quantocks offer several different options. On one side is a lot of new forestry area, and then there's obviously there's a lot of heathland as well up on the top, which offers some fantastic views. But I've come down into the sort of older part of the hills where a lot of the old natural trees are, to see what compositions we can get, see what shots we can get, see what jumps out at me. Like I said on the intro, nothing that's particularly I'm aiming for. I'm just going to walk around and see what catches my eye. So we're going to stroll on down through here and see what we can find. A bit of a waiting game, waiting for the light to break through. When you're in a forest like this, it's always advisable to have a tripod, because obviously you're the light in here, although you're getting the light coming through the trees, the light is relatively low in here. So currently I'm shooting at f9 ISO 164 at 0.6 of a second, so wouldn't be able to shoot handheld and get the shot I want at low ISO, which obviously keeping the ISO low keeps the image nice and sharp. This does frustrate me, that you're in a lovely place and you get idiots that leave their rubbish behind. Okay, gonna walk a bit further down. Can see some old twisted trees a bit further on down this way. So I'm gonna stroll down here and see if we can see something that catches our eye. The old saying, can't see the wood for trees, is very true in this situation, because there's just so many options. It's just trying to use your eye to pick on some sort of framing or something particular that catches your eye, that you think might work, whether it's nice lighting, shapes in the trees, or anything. So it's always worth getting out and having a walk round and just seeing what you can see. You never have to walk too far in a forest like this before something catches your eye again. Okay, so I focus now on the fern there. It's in the centre of the shot. It's got the light coming through from the trees, light breaking through onto it, with an old fallen tree behind. So I'm just using that as a centre of the shot, and I'm just taking a few shots. These sort of photos are always interesting when you get them back into the editing suite, and lift lights and shadows, it tends to really make make a picture pop. Okay, so I'm sort of framing this image with the composition. It's picking up that tree there across to that tree there, which is framing the image with the fern as the central of the shot. Okay, as the sun's moving across the sky, it keeps highlighting different things. So at the moment it's picking up on that twisted tree there and several twisted trees. So this shot, it's looking a bit like a enchanted forest sort of thing. So it's quite interesting. There's some nice sort of shapes here in some of these trees, but the problem I've got from this angle is that just a bit further on, you can probably see in the video that the canopy of the trees isn't so thick, so there's a lot of light that's bleeding through. So I've got a massive contrast between a dark area at the front and a real bright area at the back. So it's going to be a difficult one to expose correctly, because if I expose for the light at the back, bring that down, obviously the foreground is going to be too dark, and obviously I could lift it in editing, but it's nice to try and get things right in camera. So what I'm going to do is go the other side, put that light behind me, looking back up through to the this way, where it's not quite so bright. So hopefully then we can get a better chance of getting a decent exposure. Okay, now I've come around, I actually prefer the composition of those trees from this side. It's still got the twisted trees, but using a couple of trees here that I can use to frame the shot, is it's almost creating a bit of a leading line up underneath that arched bowed branch that leads off back into the forest. So I think I'll just drop the tripod, set the exposure and see what we can get. Okay, I've taken several different exposures, altering the aperture. Started off with the aperture down at f7, and then I've gradually increased it up to f11, up to f16. This not only affects the depth of field of the shot and gives more depth of field, but it also affects the way the light enters the camera and can pick out and start highlighting the sun rays that are coming through the trees. So then when you get your image into Lightroom or Photoshop, you can pick up on the light rays, and the light rays highlighting the brighter images, the brighter areas in the floor of the forest can make the image, the final image, look much more appealing. When you're shooting in a forest like this, the time of day isn't so much of an issue. Obviously we all like to go out in the golden hour, early in the morning or late in the evening, but during the day, when you're in these darker shaded forests, you can come out at any time of the day and use the light to your advantage. Even on a dull grey day, misty day, these settings can really give you some interesting shots, some nice moody images. So it's always worth getting out, whatever the weather, whatever the light, and just exploring. When I'm out doing these walks, I always like to do them either on my own or with a fellow photographer. If I come out on these walks with my wife, she just gets fed up with me, keeps stopping because I see something and think, oh, I need to capture that. So she just gets fed up if she comes out with me. This video, hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, just give it a like, a comment down below, and subscribe so that you pick up the next ones. Hope to see you soon. Take it easy.